send it. I think it's like.
Are we live? Of course we're live. When I say we're live, I'm obviously recording this and you lot will listen to this on the playback. People deluded, I'm back again now. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course in some cases good night. Now I hope everyone's doing well and safe, happy new year and all of those things, people. I hope everyone's, fully enjoyed their festive period and everyone's ready to have a great 2022. The good thing and the bad thing, as I always say in life, is that it keeps going. If you didn't have a good year, there's been many years that haven't been good for me. You've got to keep going now. Deluded thoughts you'll have been on me. 2021 was a good year for me. I hope 2022 is an even better one, just like for you guys, provided we put the work in as usual. Now, you'll have been on to me about DG thoughts and things, and it is kind of therapy for me, and I'm kind of shocked each and every time the amount of people that like to hear the thoughts or whatever in it. So I'd like to say sorry for doing you lot dirty. I did plan to have one on January the 1st for you, but I can't lie, I enjoyed myself in the last couple of days in the festive period. And then obviously you had the Premier League and we had to do watch alongs. And yeah, man, it was all crazy, isn't it? Now I'm in the full swing of things, the festivities are done. We're back into work mode and whatnot, people. So yeah, now it's time, innit? Apologies for doing you lot dirty. It's the 7th of January. Allow me, innit, people? Better late than never, eh? Lateness is greatness, like some of you comment. But yeah, 2021, for me, if I'm looking back at it, for me personally, first things first, I'm grateful to be here to tell the tale. Not everybody could say that. I know it sounds cliche, but, in my 26 years of age, like, I'm seeing people die a lot. Like, it sounds bad, but cancer is I'd say cancer and knife crime and things like that are typically what's taking people away from me, and obviously other diseases and whatnot. But obviously what's going on with COVID and things, I'm really seeing, it's just a madness. You can go at any time. It sounds cliche, and it really pushes me to want to leave my own little legacy in my own little world, in my own little way, and things like that. So first thing, and commiserations if not everyone can say that, and I hope we can all sit here and tell the tale for years to go, and years to come, better yet. So first things first, I would say I'm thankful that I'm alive and healthy and whatnot, and all of those sort of things, and able to plan for the new year and whatnot. The obvious, everyone wants to improve the obvious, say finances, get more sleep, cut out bad habits. Everyone's doing that. But I'd say for me specifically for next year to talk about, before we get into the good things really, or what happened this year, I'd say time management across all aspects. Obviously I have a laugh and a joke about me being late to streams, but I do feel with the footballing world and the fact that I'm a one-man band, but I got people I can rely on, it does get overwhelming. Like, admittedly, the youth content, man, youth content, it's difficult, man. Like, I have to do all of this, and then the under 18s and 23s and loan report, and it's like when you come off it once, you can't really get on, and I kind of struggled with that. So time management, I would say without a doubt. I'd say not really in planning it, well, kind of this, but I learned, it sounds silly, but we're not Superman, in it. Like, we're not Superman. I can't do everything. I know I can't do everything, but I tried to do everything in it. There's always a little more in it. Like, you lot just see me waffling for a couple of hours on YouTube. You don't see the time I'm up. You don't see me trying to improve thumbnails, trying to find little ways to grow. Literally, it's more than a full-time job. I'm up until 3 in the morning. I'm up at 6. Again, you take rest and things. I don't believe, or one thing I've learned is not really on toxic productivity, because you'll get burnout, but turning on the camera is the least of it. So there's these sort of things. I'd say work smarter, not harder. Realize I'm not Superman. I'd say when the devil reveals themselves, what I got here in my notes, when the devil reveals himself, believe him. And one thing I've learned towards the end of the year, man, like, not controversy. My name could never be in controversy, but when people try to clip you up and do little things, one thing I've clocked, the public being pagans is one thing, but a couple of it is content creators trying to clout and do these things. So I'm saying the one thing I like about that, you reveal you're a pagan, and the industry can get like that. And I'm already exhausted with the industry on the best of worlds. I think it's quite fakey, quite snooty and things like that. That's why you never see me force it. Like, with respect, the people you see on my channel, not that I'm not open to collabing. I do collabs. I'm all on all of these things. It's because it's authentic. It's because I don't have to force it and things like that. And I could see myself having a conversation with them in any other walk of life about football, whether that be Mo, Graham, Coach Gerald Lammy, Budge, you know, and the rest, everybody who I collab with and things like that, man, and whatnot, Rants, Matisse, etc., etc. There's many more that I'm on their channel, I'm on, or they're on mine and things. So I'd say not, you know, keep doing that. Communicate. I feel I do a good thing of communicating with you, look, but I'd say communicate to myself more. Like I need to tell myself, yo, you're tired, yo, you're hungry. It sounds dumb. I would say for me as well, business, like this is a business, business cycles. I've always known you have positive and negative ones. It's like a football season. Arsenal, the best example, we was getting relegated in August. We're doing all right now, so you managed to storm. I would say we've ended the year strong to a degree. I'm going to expand, and we've kind of kept growing, and there's been good moments. Like August was a very good period, you know, whether it was transfers and, you know, coming off the back of the Euros, that Euros to transfer window period, they were good. And but I would say November/October, like the in between moments, it was a period the channel weren't growing. I don't know what was going on, really and truly. I was doing the same old things, doing my same old content, but it was just the analytics were mad, and it's trying to understand that you can't always understand it, and sometimes there's seasonal things. For instance, my numbers are probably, everybody's numbers on YouTube are probably slightly up now because people are off or was off in the tail end of last year and have more time and things. And in the summer, people, you might have more time because there's football things going on and all these things, but you might have less views or whatever because people are going on holiday. And obviously next year with Corona and whatnot being a thing, people are going to want to get out even more. So sometimes there's seasonal factors, but weather the storm, because obviously you sit there and you're like, is it worth it? Is it still part of it and whatnot? You know, I could sit back with pride again without you lot, and I'll always express gratitude, man. Without you lot, it wouldn't be anything, you know. We're growing towards 50,000 on YouTube. We're moving ever closer towards 10,000 on Twitch. Make sure you support the thing on Twitch. Without you lot, you know, you lot have supported it. You lot have helped it grow. You lot keep the engagement. You lot make it worthwhile. I literally am appreciative to you lot that are here every day, bi-weekly, whatever your schedules are. You know, some of you support me on a mad thing. Like there's a couple of you, I'm genuinely surprised, like how you've been able to watch this. Like I really appreciate. Sometimes I see 2 lines, 2 paragraphs. Some people are active commenting, some people are not. Again, it surprises me as well. Big up the net and all those things. And there's actually some good people out there as well that will help you just because they like you. But in the flesh as well, man, seeing people of all races, walks, religions, just talking about football, it's quite crazy. It's I can't really formulate it. All I can do is say I'm thankful and I just want to keep building. But back to the cycles thing, it's just about keeping a cool head. It's like seasons, isn't it? You never, that's why I always think to myself, you're never as good as you think you are when it's going good. It's never as bad as you think you are when it's going bad. Obviously, want to challenge myself, want to pattern, want to do all of these things. But I think I can look back at 2021 with a sense of pride, man. I think I remained consistent. I think obviously life throws curveballs and things happen in your private life. I think I've reacted to them. I think I've, you know, just kept going really and truly. Like that's, I think my biggest strength, man. It's just a fighter, a stubborn old bastard, even though I'm 26. Like man can, that's it. Just keep going, in it. There's nothing amazing about nothing. Just keep going, and if you keep going, something's got to happen one day, some way, somehow. In it, people, really and truly. One day, life makes sense. Until then, it's all crazy. Like Wenger says, the past brings regret, the future brings anxiety. Lord, no, it does. And there's no better time like the future. But when I say my highlights, I would say, you know, increasing the viewership. You know, DG Nation is growing across all aspects naturally because we're doing this full time. There's a financial reason behind that. Lovely to see that it's growing. Not as good as people think, but you know, you lot support the thing a bit more. But it's lovely to see that. On that topic, you know, it's lovely to test myself and start doing gaming content with Twitch. Naturally, Twitch opens up another revenue stream as well, people. Make sure you're following on Twitch with Amazon Prime. It supports the channel and it doesn't cost you a thing. Obviously, one thing that touched me is merchandise, because you lot have been on to me about that. And maybe I don't rate myself enough, but I don't think you lot will fuck with them sort of things there. So I will wear my thing because I like to wear my own shit. It just does something for me in it, but it really like it's a madness. Like man are getting mugs and hoodies and all these things. I appreciate you lot supporting it, but naturally open it up there. For me as well, there was a point of it. Well, I can't, you know, the FA Cup winners thing, you know, that was one of my first things I would say successfully negotiated, because obviously you get a lot of offers about affiliate marketing and all of these sort of things, and it makes, sometimes they make sense, sometimes it don't. There's a lot that don't make sense, and they try and leverage this whole you're desperate, or you know, it will be good for exposure, or a lot of people you might see, not that I'm watching anyone, it's what's about beneath the hood. They might be working with this brand or that brand, but the deal could be dead. It could be dead. It could be nothing. Not to say I'm chopping millions, because I'm not, but it's not everything is what it seems, in it, especially when it comes to things like this. And that's what I had to learn when I used to see, oh, this thing, that thing. Little do you know, bro. It's something like, well, you know, they'll give you 30, they'll give you something costs £30, they give you £1 for every item you sell up until it gets up to 30. So you have to move 30 of them products before you make the price of one. These are legit offers that have been put on my table, and it's like, when you do the maths, it don't make sense, you know. And it's important to stay true to yourself. Of course, there's been periods where YouTube, it don't make sense in it. You could get £1 today and a million tomorrow in it. It's not really fluctuating. There's been times naturally you feel the financial burden more than others, and obviously I've had to strip back a lot of things. And I can't lie, I like the self-employment and things like that, because it's all on me. I've always been like that, but it does bring those sort of pressures, and you have to maneuver. So it makes sense to kind of go through those sort of things, but you need to stay true to yourself, is what I'm saying. It's like, you can't feel so desperate and think, oh, it's not going to come again, that I have to leave it in it. That's one thing I've clocked. So it's made sense, and one deal did make sense. Again, without going into specifics, you know, the FA Cup, you know, we had the little posters, the 2020 FA Cups. Remember, there was a period we was advertising that made sense, and I felt pride of negotiating that. Like, obviously we're going back and forth, it made sense for both parties. It made me think you can do one look, like even little old me with the little, not to say it's little to me, it might as well be millions, but the little old, you know, analytics we got, we're doing all right. So I'd say that was a highlight for me. I think we're making different sorts of content. I think I'm making small improvements with graphics. I want to have crazy green screens and things soon. Again, I've got a new desk, so it means it's a bit of ratios out. In fact, yesterday I was looking at specific what green wallpaper we can get to eliminate that. But there's that sort of thing. So I think I've tested myself in that. I think I've done my I've shown diversity in content and shown that in that regards. I think we're building up a community. And I would say being on Arsenal's Twitch stream as well, man, that was a good look. Shout out Frimmy for busting me on that, man. The guy's good. The guy's a clean-hearted brother, man. And through the guys I met on that was a W still. So yeah, man, 2021 was good, but I can't rest on my laurels. 2022, I want 10K on Twitch, I want 50K on YouTube. I do want to fuck with some more brands. I do want to get out there a bit more. Naturally, production value, all of that. I want it to keep going, man. It does, you know, it feels like everything's getting more. I'm getting scrutinized more, I'm getting praised more, I'm getting critiqued more, I'm getting, you know, things are getting more rewarding, but you could also lose a lot more. It's getting mad tiring, but it's also feeling mad less draining, if that makes sense. It feels like I'm under the spotlight a lot more. It feels like it's scrutinized a lot more. And I put a lot of pressure on myself, because especially when it comes to scouting content, man, it's like you can't force it. But there's been times this season I felt like I felt like it's like I've hit road bumps. I've hit road bumps. I felt like I felt like, what am I doing here? I felt like disillusioned with what's going on, you know. And this is why you need to remember, keep reminding yourself why you started something, in my opinion. But I mean, even when I look at the numbers, man, and even me, it's even like trying to make sense of things. That's a whole nother ball game in itself, because when I look at my top 5 videos for last season, I mean, last year, it weren't even the things you'd expect. It's Ben White's bid being accepted. So if you literally remember when it was talks for Ben White, that bid being accepted is one of them. I actually think that was a clip. I thought, because occasionally I'm conscious of, we do long form content. I like to, you know, if I can make it 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever. I think it was one of them sort of things. It might have been the live stream. I didn't actually click on it, but I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, it's kind of how I clipped it. You know, I clipped the clip, do you know what I mean? And it made me think, if I didn't do that, then that wouldn't have been done, innit? And it's almost like with YouTube, you don't really understand why these things are happening. And with Twitch, to my knowledge, you can't even, with YouTube, you can see how much a video makes. You can't with Twitch. So it's trying to gauge and understand these things. But yeah, obviously wondering, why is Ben White that? You know, why did the Ben White? And then when I look beyond that, Wimbledon and Leicester live watch alongs, Arsenal versus both teams are there. And then I've got a video about Arteta. And then after that, it's Belgium versus Italy in Euro 2022, Euro 2020, apologies. Why is that the case? Why weren't the final? Obviously, there's other videos and things, but they were the top 5 and they're all completely different. So it's like, what works? What can I incorporate that can trick the YouTube algorithm and all of these sort of things and things? So it's just about learning. It's just about diversifying the thing. Of course, there's specific things I want to do specific in football, you know, really and truly. Don't get twisted. I love all this content, but you get me, there's things to be done, there's impacts to be made, there's teaching to be done in it. So there's that. I think when I look back at last year, I mean, the analytics look good, man. We grew at 12.4k subscribers. So what's that? And my maths is poor. That's about 1,000 a month, really. how can we make that more? Because I'm, looking at others, other guys are growing at other rates. Not that I'm watching people, it's like from a positive point of view, what can you learn from other people and things like that to kick it into gear? Watch time, we're about 9, I think we're at 950. I think that's 9,000. I don't even know. I've actually butchered that, but yeah, man, we're almost touching the millies for watch time. And in terms of total views, 5.5. So not too bad for a steady Eddie channel, innit? Like we're doing all right, people. So yeah, man. Hopefully 2022. I'm not forgetting the years. Corona's robbed us of really the years, really, respectfully. Yeah, man, just it's all about more in it, more, just elevation of things. Of course, there's gonna be road bumps, and it's just about adapting. Because one of my goals for last year was life will throw you curveballs. How do you adapt? And I just think that's one thing I want to carry into next year. But I think that's all I've got to say, people. Obviously, you'll have been on to me. I will actively try and get more thoughts out there, but I need to think. I can't plan these vids. I need to want to sit here and speak to you lot, people. And not, I don't want to speak to you. I'm here every day, so allow me. But yeah, man, I've been all over the place with this. But yeah, it's just, in short, it's just thoughts out loud, man. As I said, I appreciate all of you lot support. With you lot support, we can move mountains, really and truly. It's crazy the where we've got to, and it's crazy where we're going. Did I ever think we'd get to this point when we started? I'm not lying to you, of course not. I couldn't see this, and even looking back at my other videos, there's things that I used to do that I like more than what I do now. Other things that I wish I did less. It's like two different people, really and truly. I remember I used to sit here, I'll be speaking sometimes, and I don't know if you can clock it because I'm focusing now. I'll be staring at the camera and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm being recorded. Am I really doing this? Are you having a conversation with yourself while the camera's on? You see how mad it is? You lot wouldn't, I don't think you lot would clock it was from some of my other videos, but there was that, and it's almost sixth nature now. Like it's not a thing really. Like again, that I can get on a phone and not that I want to, but I can get on a plane or a train or a busy place and just start recording myself really. And like I used to think people were madmen like that, but it's just about getting out your comfort zone. And that's another thing. It goes without saying this year, again, just trying to be outside my comfort zone in many different ways, shapes and forms that can positively impact me. But that's all I've got to say, man. Again, I appreciate you lot's continued support. Hopefully we can sit back in at the end of 2022 where we've all had a great year, man. But on that note, people, DG, hope you've enjoyed what I've had to say, man. Peace.
There's always just that active red light, defending. I think